It's time to take it to the extreme. Today we've got a complete wrestling card set flip through as we're going to check out one of my favorite sets, the 2010 TNA Extreme complete set flip through. Tons of legends and TNA superstars, so make sure you stick around and see them all. We are
X2 as nice, twice as nice. Wrestling card pack openings and all things wrestling. Subscribe.
wrestling fans. Welcome into our channel X2 Collect with us. Hit that subscribe button and start collecting wrestling cards and toys with us. Today we're going through a complete set of 2010 TNA Extreme by TriStar wrestling cards, and here is the checklist. We'll be going through the complete 100 card base set. There are 10 of the Jeff Hardy original art collection cards that we do not have for this set review, but this is one of my favorite sets because it contains multiple AJ Styles cards, Sting's cards, one of Hulk Hogan's first cards when he arrived in TNA, and then there's also legends from TNA Hardcore Justice featuring some of the old school ECW legends. This set is chock full of surprises of guys you may not have realized were even in TNA. But man, I can't wait to flip through this set with you here today. Let's step inside the six-sided ring and go through this complete set here today. What an awesome set here. We're going to just start off, and card number 1 features the icon Hulk Hogan with that awesome HH shirt that wasn't a TNA exclusive there. Very nice card of Hulk Hogan. Then we have Eric Bischoff, of course. Bischoff and Hogan both coming into TNA. Dixie brought them in. A small ratings boost, but nothing prolonged. Next, we have the founder of TNA, Jeff Jarrett, along with his dad, Jerry Jarrett. Very nice. Let's check out the back of the card. Not a whole lot going on. You have that X down the middle, a small write-up, and then the same picture featured on the back that's on the front. Card number 3, Jeff Jarrett. Very nice. Next, we move into some TNA original Samoa Joe pounding the head of Kevin Nash there. We have Robbie E. of the Bromans. Very nice. Next, we have the icon Sting, and these do have a gloss to it, so if you see a reflection in the light, it is from that slight gloss. Next, we have a true legend, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, bloody head and all, going through a table with Mick Foley on it. Those two having a classic matchup there. And of course, it wouldn't be TNA without this guy, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, taking on the Pope there. Next, we have the DNA of TNA, Matt Morgan. Very nice card. Next, we have the Cowboy, James Storm of Beer Money, one of their great tag teams, and his partner representing Beer Money, Robert Roode, with the Beer Money shirt on. Very nice card. If you're a TNA fan, this is a must-have set. There were multiple sets made in 2010, but this is my favorite one. Next, we have Kazarian, and it looks like he's just captured the X. And here's some of those ECW legends that are mixed into this set that are very nice. We have the hardcore icon legend, Tommy Dreamer, with the Tommy F. and Dreamer shirt on. Very nice card. I do believe there's another Tommy Dreamer card in this set. And don't forget about Commissioner Mick Foley, as he has laid out Raven. He was the commissioner of TNA right before Hogan and Bischoff came in. And then when they came in, I think Mick kind of just went away after that. But we did get Mick and Hogan in the same set. Next, we have Brother Devon from Team 3D. Very nice card of Devon Dudley. Check out the back again. It pretty much replicates the picture that's on the front. Next, we have Stevie Richards, also known as Dr. Stevie in TNA. Nice card of Stevie. And we have Rhino. Gore. Very nice card of Rhino. Spelled with an I and not a Y. We have the Brian Kendrick. Of course, he jumped back and forth from WWE to TNA and various other promotions. And here is a classic card right here. What an awesome card of Raven, bloody face, bloody hands taped up over the body of Tommy Dreamer. If you're an ECW fan, you know ECW did not put out wrestling cards. So this is one of your only opportunities to get some of these ECW legends in card form. And speaking of ECW legends, here is another. The Human Suplex Machine, Taz. Very nice card. And probably the card of the set. It is the homicidal, the suicidal, the genocidal Sabu. Of course, he had lost his hair at this point, but in this photo, he has that turban on, and it is a beautiful picture. This is the card of the set, in my opinion, because there are very limited Sabu wrestling cards ever made, and this is probably the best one from 2010. I do believe, and we're going to try to get to these on our channel at some point, there were some cards that were released with the original ECW OSFTM wrestling toys. I'm not sure if Sabu's in that or not, but I do know there are some guys in that, and I do have one figure that has some of those cards that we'll be cracking open just to do a card review, basically. And we'll do a figure and card review, which that's what we do here on this channel, wrestling cards and figures. But that card, that is the one. Rest in peace, Sabu, a true icon. Next, we have another ECW legend, Al Snow, with head there up top. So another TNA debut card. And here you go, folks. Hardcore Justice, Rob Van Dam versus Sabu. And you can see there, this is Sabu had shaved his head at this point, but still, you've got RVD in the Tiger outfit. What an awesome card there. Hardcore Justice, the main event of the 2010 Hardcore Justice. So very nice. You can pause that and read the write-up if you wish. And here we have Rolling Thunder, main event, RVD defeats Sabu. What a match. What two great ECW legends. And then they just keep rolling. We have Raven defeats Tommy Dreamer there with a chair shot. Look at that bloody face of Raven. Man, a bloodbath. Next we have a South Philadelphia street fight. I think it was Balls and Axel Rotten versus Team 3D. So very nice. Flame and Table, Axel Rotten and Balls. Next we have Rhino defeats Al Snow and Brother Runt at Hardcore Justice. Man, just some sweet legends. And there are some surprises. We have Stevie Richards defeats PJ Polanco. Of course, just incredible. Here's a little surprise for you. Too Cold Scorpio defeats C.W. Anderson. Of course, in MLW right now with Brock Lesnar. But C.W. Anderson, another ECW guy, kind of a jobber guy. I'm glad to see him still around. But C.W. Anderson, probably his only wrestling card. And Too Cold Scorpio. Next, we have the FBI defeats Cash, Diamond, and Swinger. So full-blooded Italians there. Armstrong, Big Sal, and Lil Guido. Very nice. Next, we have Jason Hervey. Of course, he is a film producer. He did The Wonder Years. Very cool card. You didn't even realize he was in TNA, and I was watching TNA back then. Next, we have Rob Van Dam, and he has Abyss's spiked 2x4 there. It looks like he's about to swing it on somebody, but Rob Van Dam, multiple Rob Van Dam cards in this set as well, and multiple cards of this guy, the charismatic Enigma, Jeff Hardy with the TNA World title. Very nice. Next, we have Kurt Angle, and we have the Pope, D'Angelo Dinero. So you can see this set's really chock full of some great superstars here. And we get back to Team 3D, the Dudley Boys, Brother Ray before he was Bully Ray. We've got Mr. Anderson. And then you sprinkle in some of these. You got Motor City Machine Guns against the Young Bucks from No Surrender. Look at that. That is awesome. Motor City Machine Guns. There's a better card of these four participants later on in the set as well. Next, we have Abyss and Rhino. Falls count anyway at no surrender. These pay-per-view cards are awesome. Then we have Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett and Joe defeat Sting and Nash. Only Jarrett and Sting depicted in this picture, however. We have Tommy Dreamer surrenders to AJ Styles. So another AJ Styles card. Very cool. Jeff Hardy versus Kurt Angle. Classic matchup here of two wrestling legends. The ankle lock being applied. Jeff Hardy there. Is he going to tap out? Next, we have London Brawling. And, of course, this features Magnus, which is Nick Aldis, and Desmond Wolfe. Very, very nice. Of course, Wolfe now a commentator with AEW. So, and here it is, the Young Bucks called Generation Me in TNA. And they've got their money pants on in this. This is a rookie card of the Young Bucks. And you can see that's Motor City Machine Gun laying in there. So these photos were all taken from the same match. Generation Me or the Young Bucks only had a couple of matches in TNA before they left. Next, we have the Freak, Big Rob Terry. What a massive amount of man he was. Jacked up. And we have his tag partner, Douglas Williams. Really a really solid wrestler, in-ring performer. And here we have the Motor City Machine Guns. Chris Sabin holding that X as he won the X that in this photo. And they have the tag team title belts. Very, very nice card of the Motor City Machine Guns. Probably one of their best cards to date that's ever released from any series. Next, we have Amazing Red leapfrogging Kurt Angle there. And there is Magnus. And I believe this would be a rookie card. I'm not sure if he's in the 08 or 09 set. I'd have to go back and look. Next, we have Supermex Hernandez with a rest hold on Matt Morgan. And, of course, Jeremy Borash. What a great wrestling mind he is. And then for a brief period of time, Orlando Jordan came in. Around that time, Hogan came in when he brought in Hall and Nash and Bubba the Love Sponge and the Nasty Boys. He also brought in Orlando Jordan. Didn't last long, but he got a card. Now, TNA World Tag Team Championship, Bound for Glory. There you can see the Motor City Machine Guns about to come through the ropes to the outside on the Young Bucks. Very cool card. Now we have some classic knockout match. This looks like Angelina Love and Madison Rayne with Tara in the background there. Triple threat. RVD overcomes the odds against Mankind. Next, we have a Lethal Lockdown. What a match that was. Lethal Lockdown, Sabu flying out of the cage onto Matt Morgan. Next, we have Cookie, TNA's attempt to redo and imitate the MTV Jersey Shore with Robbie E. and Cookie. So, instead of Snooki, they called her Cookie. Very cool card. And here we have a beautiful card of Hardcore Country. Mickie James, what a card that is. Kind of with her cowboy type attire on here. The earring, look at that card. Beautiful card. Next, we have one of the beautiful people, Angelina Love, with the TNA Knockouts Championship. And we have her counterpart, Velvet Sky. And I do believe we get some more of these two later on. Now, another member of the beautiful people, the third member there for a brief period of time, was Lacey Von Erich, the daughter of the Von Erichs. What an awesome card this is. And she does not have many cards. I believe there's actually two in this series, in this set. But that is a beautiful card, limited. Very nice card there. Next, we have Madison Rayne, who just recently retired from wrestling. What a great TNA knockout she was. Very nice card. Next, we have Taylor Wilde. Next, we have Hamada. So we're getting some cool Divas cards here, knockouts. And the one coming up next, did you forget about her? Daphne. What a cool card here. Of course, Daphne and Stevie Richards were a tag team combination for a little while in TNA. Daphne going all the way back to the WCW days there, but very cool card of Daphne. What a great wrestler she was. And then we have Sarita. Don't forget about this lady, SoCal Val, one of the backstage announcers, the beautiful SoCal Val. And Tara, she made the jump from the WWE, changed her name to Tara, and started riding motorcycles in Widow's Peaks. Very nice card there with Madison Rayne on the back. And next we have Miss Tessmacher, Brooke Tessmacher card. So, very nice. Here's one of my favorite cards of this set, and it's Ink Inc. The Prince of Punk, Shannon Moore, and Jesse Neal, Ink Inc. That was a really cool name, cool tag team. I'm surprised it didn't catch on a little bit more than it did, but very cool card, one of my favorites of the set. Next, we have the Monster Abyss. Speaks. It's a Sting Speaks card, where you get to hear Sting will make some kind of comment about that particular person on the back of the card. So find out what Sting said about AJ Styles. You can check that out. You can pause that and read it if you would like. And then Sting speaks on Hulk Hogan, as he stays in kayfabe, I believe, on most of these as well. They're interesting to read. And Sting speaks on Kurt Angle, and you can see Sting on the side of the card. Next, we have Sting speaks on Jeff Jarrett. Sting speaks on Jeff Hardy, so another Jeff Hardy card. And Dixie Carter, with sitting on a zebra chair. Very nice. And Sting speaks on Rob Van Dam, RVD. Very nice. Sting speaks on Lacey Von Erich as she's got the claw out. Look at that. Very nice. So 2 Lacey Von Erich cards, 2 Ric Flair cards. And this one is cool. It's not a Ric Flair card. It's a Sting Speaks. Jay Lethal whipping Ric Flair. Remember the classic woo-off that Lethal and Flair had? You can commemorate it with this card. So very nice card. Next, we get another Tommy Dreamer card. Mick Foley. And we have a Pop Culture Sting card, where it kind of tells some of the things that the wrestler is into, some of their interests and stuff. Next, we have Madison Rayne. This is probably the best card of Madison Rayne in this series. Very nice picture of Madison there with the Knockout Championship. D'Angelo Dinero, the Pope. Christy Hemme Powered. Very nice card of Christy. One of my favorite Christy Hemme cards. And another Jeff Hardy. Find out some of Jeff Hardy's pop culture interests. We'll turn it over so you can freeze frame it and check that out. And here we have Angelina Love pop culture with Madison Rayne, Velvet Sky there, the beautiful people. And another Mickey James in the referee outfit. Very nice card of Mickey James. All right, we are about to round out this series here. Getting down to the last few cards. Next, we have a Pop Culture Dixie Carter card. We have Kurt Angle. Headlock, it looks to be on Douglas Williams. The Professor Mike Tenay. Very cool. If you want to find out some of his likes and dislikes, pause that, read that. Getting to know Mickey James. So a third Mickey James card. The referee card and the cowboy outfit are my 2 favorites. Here we have another Rob Van Dam as he's doing the Van Terminator, midair Van Terminator from the other turnbuckle into Abyss. Very nice card if you're an RVD fan. And we have an Ultimate Extreme Sting about to put the Scorpion Deathlock onto Kurt Angle. Those two had some classic matchups in TNA. And we have a Swanton on the Prince of Punk, Shannon Moore there. Jeff Hardy, Swanton, midair. Very nice. And we have the Monster Abyss. Next card, we have Tommy Dreamer, and notice the damage he's doing to Raven. He's got the barbed wire wrapped in through the mouth. And those two went through some wars. And we have The phenomenal AJ Styles has Rob Van Dam up on his shoulders there. So that's pretty cool to see AJ and RVD in a photo together. And the last card in the 100 card base set is the immortal Hulk Hogan, the icon. Rest in peace, Hogan. Very nice with that H2 shirt on. And there is our checklist that we looked at earlier. But man, what a set. This is one of those sets. You don't realize how good it is until you get into it. Especially if you're an old school ECW fan or, you know, a 90s, 2000, early 2000s wrestling fan. This set is chock full of guys. And then you've got all the Samoa Joes, the AJ Styles, Sting, Angle. I mean, what an awesome set. And then throw in the Young Bucks rookie cards there. Motor City Machine Guns, just some sweet cards. So I hope you enjoyed the flip through. Hit that subscribe button. Start collecting with us.